Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to do two things tonight. We're going to do our first vehicle search. And the vehicle search is an exterior search, obviously, most of the time, but it is not an exterior environment. So we actually have to treat them quite differently. Our exterior searches are really just area searches, right? So the dog learns to know that there's either something in the environment or there's something on the things that they are looking for. In a vehicle search, that is and is not the same. So when we have vehicle searches, and there's only a few Canadian organizations that use them. UKC is one that has an actual component for vehicle searches. And CKC, you can use a vehicle or vehicles in an exterior search. You might also be able to in SDDA, I'm not sure.
I've done vehicle searches.
Yeah, so they can use them like as a thing in SDDA as well. But when you're doing vehicles, we are really looking to teach a pattern, right? The ideal vehicle search, much like the ideal container search, looks like the dog, you choosing an area to start on, the dog sort of putting its nose on the vehicle, going nicely around the vehicle, going nicely around the next vehicle, and it is not usually what happens at all. But it is what we're training for. So we really have to teach them that this is about a pattern, right? It's about understanding that odor can be on a vehicle and that they need to check the perimeter of the vehicle. So the reason I've put the vehicle in the middle of nowhere is because then there's not a lot of things for odor to be bouncing off of. There's not a lot of things for distraction. This is my first time ever using this. I brought something called Dead Downwind, which is, I'm sure it's not. I feel like it's baby powder in the container. But, the wind has moved. The wind has changed. The idea is to try to figure out where our wind is. So when I set this up, the wind was coming decidedly this way. The wind is now coming decidedly that way. The easiest thing to do for the dog is to start the dog on the downwind side of the vehicle, right? So that the wind is coming towards us. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that the wind is coming towards us, which means I would have actually started on that side. Doesn't matter because now the wind is coming this direction. I like to start vehicles. A lot of people start their vehicles on the end of the vehicle, but there can be a tendency for them to just go straight past it and on to the next thing. Whereas when you use the broadside, they kind of have to at least check out what's going on in this big square thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to pair for the first couple of times, maybe for the first round. This is not a surprise for the dogs. We're not trying to, it's not a blind search. We're not trying to let them not know where it is. We want them to know where it is because it's a very abstract thing to search a vehicle. We are going to be searching very low so that our dogs do not put their feet on vehicles. Hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully. I don't think they will because they don't have any expectation that there's odor there. Now the wind is coming this way. So it is the wind is actually one of the tricky things, not only about exteriors, but certainly about vehicles. Because there's only so many places on a vehicle to hide something, and vehicles are intended to be aerodynamic. So air moves through them. It moves past them, it moves under them, it moves like through wheel wells, underneath. So oftentimes a dog will catch odor on one side, and you'll be like, why are they not alerting? Why are they not alerting? Go to the other side, because there's a good possibility that it's just skimming through the wheel well or skimming underneath it. Little dogs like Sophie might decide, yeah, I'm going to go underneath there. They're not allowed to do that. I think they can only go 6 inches under. So they can kind of look under, but they're not to climb underneath vehicles, because that's not safe. Anything that's not safe is not allowed. So we are going, I'm actually going to change my hide here with a,
Yes.
yeah, so she's going to see it too. We're not trying to hide this from her, so you're just going to bring her to the start line. And I'm actually just going to show her where it is. When so have you got some treats as well?
Yeah,
ready?
I have.
So when she finds it, she's obviously going to get her little pear treat, and then you are again going to reward at source. Okay, so you're going to give her an extra reward, and then we're going to take her back to the start line, and we're going to move it a couple of inches.
Okay.
And we're going to try to move our way around the vehicle. We won't go all the way. We'll just go a few few steps around the first time.
Okay.
To give her the idea that, oh, there can actually be odor. There can actually be odor in here.
Sophie, look. What's this? Okay, let her go. Yes.
She's like, what do you want me to do in the car?
Yes.
She's like, do you want me to get in the car? That's good girl. Good job. Okay, so I'm just gonna move it just ever so slightly. I'm gonna move it a little farther.
She says, I see you.
It's okay if she sees me. Because we're just, so you can just come. I brought the start line very close to start with so that she doesn't go wandering all over. We want her to just be like, oh, it's here. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend I'm putting it here again. And let her go. And let's see if she finds. So don't let her move too far.
Come.
Yeah, just keep your feet planted for a second. It's a little, the part with this magnetic is just a little bit high for her. So I do have somebody I can move it down.
Oh, I said yes, so she thought.
Oh. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to go back. Let's start again. I can't get it any lower than that and still have the magnet stick.
Search. Search. Search.
Yeah, just put your feet for a second. She doesn't go too far. You just want to roll way out. There we go. Nice job. Good girl.
Yes, good girl.
Good job.
Look, where'd the other one go?
Here she goes.
Okay.
Okay, so take it back and start. Good girl. What a good girl. Good job.
Search. Yes.
Good girl.
Good girl. Good girl.
Good job. That was good. Okay, but take her back to the start line again. We're going to move it one more time.
Okay.
This time I know I can get it lower. Okay, so bring her quite close.
Search.
No, she's like, it's supposed to be that high.
Yes.
Good girl.
Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good girl.
Okay, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to go slightly around the corner and one more treat. So I have just a tiny little baby morsel here. I'm going to have baby morsels.
Oops. Oops. Oh, Jesus. I'm losing all my treats.
I'll have to go get some. Okay, I got to leave them.
Ready?
Okay, just wait 1 sec. Oops.
Search.
Why are they magnetic now if they don't stick anywhere?
Yeah, why not? So she can go that far.
Yes.
Good job.
Good
And
job.
one of the things we have to remember with little dogs, I think I talked about this last week, and this will apply to you too, is that in general, especially it's a warm day today, odor will come up with the heat, it will rise on the convection on the current, and then it'll kind of arc down. And so for a lot of little dogs, there's like a dead space right here. you, right? Like we want our dogs to have their nose on the vehicle and go around like this. But with the little dogs, you may find that you're like, okay, they're moving close, but she's not finding it. You may want to pull yourself out a little bit and allow them to have the part where the odor is dropping back down. It's just something to remember, because if that odor is really rising, it will eventually fall, but it can take a while, and the little dogs struggle because they're catching it like way out here, where the big dogs are like catching it right here, right? So it's one of those things you have to really pay attention to when you've got a smaller dog.
I thought it was good that last time because it was actually the scent that she picked up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first one she's just like, don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Second one she's like, oh well, it was at this height last time, so maybe it's going to be there just that time. Third time she kind of did the same thing, right? She's kind of searching at like this level, even though it's like right there.
Yeah.
Which is where you know that they're not using their eyes. It's right there.
Yeah.
Right? So she's checking here, and she had to actually work her way down. And then here, she's definitely, now it's possible there's a bit of residual from this one, so it's kind of catching in the wheel well a little bit. It's also possible that this is coming down and coming through with the wind and going into that wheel well, a little trap in that wheel well. So it's a spot where a lot of dogs can get really stuck. But she was definitely looking by then for the odor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna put her away.
Okay.
I'm not gonna move it too much farther than that. So you're gonna start her in the same spot. The good thing about it not being metal is it's hard to scratch. Sophie, help.
Good girl.
That was great. I put her up on that. That was really nice. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is sort of shambate her so that she knows where we're looking. As soon as she catches it, obviously, you're gonna reward at source, and then we'll pull her back. Cheers. Let it go. Well, that's not so hard. Good girl. Good job. Oh, I need to come in there and it's okay. Yeah, I'll do it the next one. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't in my headspace there. That's all right. Okay, come here. Mama's confused. Come.
Good job. Well done. Yes.
Okay, so I'm actually going to shambate in the same spot, just to get her onto the vehicle, and then give her the idea that she needs to move around. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Yes. That one's good. Good girl. Good job. Come on. Up. Good job. Yes, you did. Good girl. You're a good girl. Yes. Good girl. Uh-oh, you lost it. You lost it. Okay. Good work. Okay, come on. Up. Well done. Yes. Even tried turning my paws upside down to try to get them to be a little more. Good girl. Find it. There, yes. Good girl.
Oopsies, get it.
Good job. Good job. Come on.
job. If she'll go all the way around, let her do that.
Yes, good
Good
girl.
girl.
Good girl.
Good job. That was nice. That was nice even if she was going the wrong direction. She stuck pretty close to the car.